Have you ever believed in miracles? Have you ever seen something with your own eyes that made you doubt reality? Today we will tell you a story that will leave you speechless. Get ready to hear about the miracle that changed the life of a family forever. Today we will talk about the miracle that happened to a little girl thanks to the blessing of Pope Francis. This story will move you until the last second, so stay with us until the end, because there is a detail that will deeply surprise you. But before we start this incredible story, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any of our next inspiring videos. Giovanni and Cristina Masciantonio were a devout couple, both raised in Catholic families. They met in church and their common faith brought them together. They knew they would raise their children in the same tradition of faith and love they had always known. When their daughter Gianna was born, it seemed like their life was perfect. But fate had a terrible test in store for them. Gianna was born with a rare blood disorder and a tumor. Doctors had little hope, and every day was a struggle for the family. Every morning, Giovanni and Cristina woke up with the weight of worries, knowing that their little girl's life was hanging by a thread. The days were marked by medical visits, therapies, and incessant prayers. Despite everything, Giovanni and Cristina never lost hope. They firmly believed that God would listen to their prayers. And it was precisely their unshakable faith that led them to live an extraordinary experience. Donato Aspremont, a family friend and secret agent, had a special bond with the Masciantonios. He too was devoted and shared their hope for a miracle for Gianna. When Donato was assigned to provide security for Pope Francis' visit, he knew he had to do something special for his friends. Donato was deeply moved by Giovanni and Cristina's strength and resilience. He wanted to do everything in his power to help their little girl. The visit of Pope Francis was a very important event for the Catholic community. The city was in turmoil and the faithful eagerly awaited the arrival of the Holy Father. The streets were decorated, church bells rang out in celebration, and the air was filled with a sense of expectation and hope. Donato, knowing Gianna's desperate situation, decided to act. He knew that a meeting with the Pope could mean much more than a simple blessing for the family. On the day of the visit, Donato managed to get Giovanni and Cristina to a strategic point along the Pope's route. The atmosphere was electric, and when the papal procession appeared in the distance, Giovanni's heart began to beat wildly. She held Gianna up high, desperately hoping the Pope would notice her. And then it happened. Pope Francis saw Gianna and, in a gesture full of love and compassion, asked that the little girl be brought to him. A security guard took Gianna from Giovanni's arms and brought her before the Pope. Gently, the Pope kissed Gianna on the head, while the crowd watched in silence, moved to tears. This moment was magical, but the real surprise was yet to come. 6 weeks later, during a medical checkup, Gianna's parents received news that seemed impossible: the little girl's tumor had shrunk dramatically. The doctors could not explain this change, but Giovanni and Cristina knew in their hearts that it had been a miracle. The blessing of Pope Francis had worked something extraordinary. And you, what do you think? Do you believe that Pope Francis' blessing could have really caused this miracle? Leave us your opinion in the comments, we want to know what you think. Before continuing, we remind you to like this video and subscribe to the channel, activating the notification bell. Your support helps us create more and more exciting and inspiring content. Gianna's story doesn't end there. After the tumor was reduced, the little girl continued to improve day by day. The doctors were amazed and the family could only thank God for this incredible gift. News of the miracle spread quickly, and many people began to believe in the power of faith and miracles again. Pope Francis, known for his humility and love for children, became even more of a symbol of hope for believers around the world. Gianna's story is a testament to the power of faith and unconditional love that can bring healing and hope. Every day, Giovanni and Cristina watched their little girl grow stronger. Every little progress was greeted with tears of joy and prayers of thanksgiving. The local community, deeply touched by the miracle, joined the Masciantonio family in a chain of solidarity and prayer. People began to make pilgrimages to the site of their encounter with the Pope, hoping to find inspiration and hope in their lives. Giovanni and Cristina, while remaining humble, shared their story with anyone who would listen. Their home became a beacon of hope and faith, where visitors found comfort and inspiration. Every time they told of the Pope's kiss and Gianna's miracle, their eyes filled with tears of gratitude. Their story had become a living testimony to the power of faith and divine love. One day, while the family was gathered in the living room of the house, they received an unexpected visitor. It was a journalist from an important national newspaper, who had heard about the miracle and wanted to write an article about their story. Giovanni and Cristina, although initially reluctant, agreed to share their experience, hoping that their story could bring hope and comfort to other families in difficulty. The article was published and Gianna's story went viral. People from all over the world sent letters and messages of support to the Masciantonio family. Many told how Gianna's story had renewed their faith and given them the strength to face their challenges. Giovanni and Cristina were touched by the outpouring of love and support and felt even more grateful for the miracle that had changed their lives. Pope Francis, upon learning of the impact his gesture had had, sent a personal letter to the Masciantonio family. In the letter, he expressed his joy and gratitude for Gianna's miracle and encouraged the family to continue sharing their story of faith and hope. This gesture deeply touched Giovanni and Cristina, who saw in the letter a further sign of the divine love that had worked in their lives. And you, have you ever witnessed a miracle? Have you ever had an experience that made you believe in the power of faith? Share your stories in the comments, we are curious to read them. The story of Gianna, the little girl who received a miraculous blessing from Pope Francis, is a powerful testimony of faith and hope. This event has touched the hearts of millions of people and strengthened their faith in miracles. The Masciantonio family knows their journey is not over, but they are grateful every day for the miracle that changed their lives forever. If this story touched you, we invite you to watch our next video, where we will tell more incredible stories of faith and miracles. Thanks for watching, and until next time.